Everybody's heard of the Tour de France. It is, of course, the world's biggest cycle race. Dozens of riders going through the Pyrenees and the Alps and finishing off in Paris. But have you heard of the Tour de Stafford? I reckon the answer to that question is no. Well, instead of using bikes, more than 30 people will be riding around the county town next month on scooters. Not motorised ones, like scooters you see kids riding on the way to school. Those kind of scooters. And instead of going up and down mountains, they're going to be visiting pubs all around Stafford instead. It's all to raise money for a really good cause, and what a way to do it. Ben Richards is founding member of the event and one of those organising it this year. Ben, good morning.
Good morning. Hiya. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I love this idea. Is this basically just one glorified way of getting on the lash?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It basically came from my brother was going on away for travelling, and we needed to do a event for the night, for the day, and we'd already done pub golf that year, and we'd already done like horse racing. So you dress up as a jockey and you chase your horse around the stages, and we sort of thought, what else can we do? And then we came up with the idea of Tour de Stafford or Tour de France, basically. So we dressed up as in full lycra and racing the scooters between the pubs.
When you walk into certain pubs, right, at certain times a day, and you know the ones, you could walk into a pub 3 p.m. and there'll be somebody who's been in there since 7 o'clock that morning. When 30 lads walk in, getting off scooters, dressed in full lycra, do people rub their eyes and think they're hallucinating?
A little bit, yeah. But actually, the actual idea of the charity sort of side of it all came from a woman who we all turned up into one of the pubs, and a woman came up and just gave us some money and said, "Here's some money for the charity." I think it was £10, and we were like, it is. We're doing it for. We actually decided to do it for Catherine House, who you just mentioned then.
Right.
And so we there and then sort of did it for charity, and then we. Next year, we've followed on for different charities each year, depending on what's going on within groups of mates or locally nearby.
Well, we'll come on to this year's charity in just a second, but just to highlight, basically, this event, the Tour de Stafford, kind of started out as some kind of stag do style activity, and now it's turned into a fully blown charity fundraiser. Yeah,
basically, that's kind of what is going on.
Who are we raising money for this time, Ben?
So this year it's for it's slightly linked to myself this year because I had a car crash in June of 2022 about a year and a half ago, and it left me with a coma in hospital for 3 months in Nottingham, and then I ended up going to Headway Hospital, local nearby. But we're doing it for Headway South Staffs this time round because they've just moved into their a new centre. And it's just a great way of showing this, giving back the support they've given me and other people like me is just really helpful.
All joking aside about it being one glorified lash up, just for a second, just when you say the word Headway there and you think back to that summer of 2022 and everything that you've been through since then, just put into words what that organisation Headway means to you when you hear that name.
So I was left with a traumatic brain injury. What it means to me is just support. It's support not only for me, but also for my family and friends. It also helps me set goals within my day-to-day life, and it's a safe space for me and for other people, rather than be left at home alone and unsure.
Was it one of those things after it had happened where if you think forward to what you're doing now, which is doing an event on scooters going around to many, many different locations, was it one of those things where you feared at one stage you might not be able to do something like this?
Yeah, I had to learn to walk and talk again whilst I was in hospital. And I did. I definitely thought it wouldn't be something I'd be able to do again this time round.
How are you feeling now, Ben?
Better. Each day is its own day. I find certain situations a bit more stressful than others. I find sort of noises can be quite difficult to deal with, and then certain situations can be. I get tired very quickly. So like I think I spoke to you yesterday about my the Lego building. So when I'm trying to build a Lego, it's easy to start the day. It's easy you put your pieces together, and then throughout the day, obviously pieces get put more onto your pile from other people's stimulation, and then it becomes harder and harder to find those pieces of Lego to build your build this to finish the day. Yeah. So in the end, I have to sort of get so full up with Lego that I have to end up falling asleep, and then I can restack them into the right places, and I can start my day again, basically.
But fit enough now to go out on your scooter, etc., and to do certain things if you approach it right, yeah.
Yeah. If I have to think about the day before, and then I have to plan and prep for it. It's very carefully positioned in the right place, basically.
Well, I love the idea to raise money for Headway this time of the Tour de Stafford on your scooter. How many are doing it this time so far, Ben?
We've got 38 on the book so far, but that expands as actually I think it went up actually even just last night as I was talking to you, and then there's obviously all our partners and girlfriends and my parents come along to it. And then other sort of family members on the side, so we've got like a full support team who come along for it as well.
How many pubs are you planning to visit around Stafford as part of the tour?
We end up to 13 is what we end up for doing from. So we start off at the top of the Stafford in Wildwood, then work our way down from there, down into town, and then we end up finishing at the Hogarth this year, and it's been really, really good.
Do you all have scooters?
Yeah. So, all but me basically. So I'm the one who's got I have a little bike, and I'm 6'3". And this bike's designed for a 3-year-old, and so it is rather humorous. I've rode it now for 11 years, so it survived the whole lot. I think it's the only one to do it to survive. All the other scooters get destroyed.
When you've done this before, how does it end up? Because I'm just combining 13 pub stops with nearly 40 people on scooters. This sounds like absolute carnage, Ben.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but we're very good with the drinking along the way. We do promote do it safely for yourself. So if you have to have half in one and none in another, then that's okay. But yeah, it does end up being and then we have to when the event starts, you have to be wearing your jersey that gets made for you, and then you have to wear your helmet. You then cannot take your helmet off for anything. No reason whatsoever. Your helmet has to stay on.
Brilliant. I love it. And when you go into these 13 pubs, so this is 38, 40 people and partners all walking in. Do the bar staff look at you and go, oh, brilliant, what a great day's trade? Or do they look at you with a look of, oh, my God, this is going to take forever?
Well, we actually pre-prepped them, so we've into talks beforehand, so they know what time we're going to turn up, because we're quite strict with timings wise, and so they know when we're going to turn up, so they can sort of prep the bar to have, like, say, one extra person on the bar to deal with it. There has been times where myself or another member has actually gone behind the bar and poured the beers for the person, for the team as well. So it's. It does. Yeah, lots of us coming in, but we are very short on the rules of be respectful to the patrons who come in all the time, because they're there for long term. We're there for a short term.
I'll be honest with you, Ben. Right, I've watched the Tour de France a few times, and whenever I watch it, especially in the afternoon when I've been doing this show, I end up falling to sleep, because between you and me, I find it boring as sin. I think they need to combine it with this, and they're onto a winner here. This is a way of making the Tour de France loads better.
Definitely, I think so. Yeah, it would be great. Yeah.
See if Mark Cavendish can do the Tour de France, stopping at 13 pubs while off his face. That is a challenge and a half. Just finally, when's it happening, mate, if people want to come and support you or avoid the pubs of Stafford on said day?
Yeah. It's the 3rd of Feb on Saturday, the 3rd of Feb. So you can donate through the Thanksgiving page that we've got. Is if you type in Headway South Staffs or the Tour de Stafford, all as one word. Just Giving, you can do that, or on Facebook if you type in the Tour de Stafford, XI, I think it is, or X1, then you'll find it through that as well.
I could talk to you all day about this. This is an event that sounds right down my street. Good luck with it, Ben. We'll get you back on after